My name is Beatrice Steinert, and I'm a biologist and a historian. What immediately comes to mind when I reflect on the science new wave is how it reminds us that all science is storytelling. Science stories, which derive to some degree from other kinds of stories, tell us about what we're made of, where we come from, and how parts in the world around us are related to one another. The story that I'm most fascinated with at the moment is that of how we multicellular beings began as a single embryo sphere and then transformed into this, and so on until we become elaborated bodies. This is an individual history, but it's also a collective history of how we all derived from single-celled ancestors. I'm really excited to see what stories we tell in Symbiosis this year.
My name is Raymie Newell, and I'm a filmmaker and artist based in British Columbia, Canada. Most of my creative work engages with scientific discourses, primarily the life sciences, such as ecology, biology, botany, entomology, microbiology. I think that at their core, science and art really have more in common than they are different. Both disciplines seem to employ curiosity, careful observation, collaboration, and experimentation, and they ask similar questions but in unique ways. How can we think differently about this complex world? How can we see and experience it differently? What else can we know, and in what new ways? And when scientists and artists ask these questions together, I think that the results can be truly transformative. And so to me, that's what the science new wave represents.
Hello everyone, I'm Case, a postdoc research fellow at the Flatiron Institute. I study black hole with machine learning and analyze gravitational wave data on a daily basis. One thing that I think a lot about science new wave is as scientists, we don't talk about our science nearly enough. Whenever we're trying to communicate science, it's usually about some topics that people have talked about a lot of times already. So what I really want to get out of this is we kind of want to show people it's possible to kind of build a farmer market, but for science. We can deliver fresh science, cutting edge science to the public and make art and great experience out of this. So I'm really excited about the program. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Donna Windsor. I'm an animator and a filmmaker based in New York. I'm really excited to take part in the Symbiosis competition. A lot of my work questions futuristic themes that come from nature and come from the connection between technology and us in an organic way, us as humans. And one of the things that I'm really, really excited to explore is how a lot of small processes in our body connect to much bigger and wider processes in nature, in space, in the world around us, and maybe finding those parallels can really bring us closer to our own feelings of existence and understanding ourselves better by understanding nature around us, and also like respecting nature in a higher way and respecting ourselves and being grateful for the life that we have. It's something I'm very interested in, as well as just all the themes of science and science fiction, because that kind of influences the culture and the world that we live in. So I'm really excited. Thank you so much for including me in the competition.
Hi, my name is Anthony Cheeseboro, and I am a MD-PhD student out at Stony Brook University, studying computational neuroscience. And something that sparks inside me when I think about the science new wave is this idea of chaotic oscillations, which are something that I'm really interested in my work. And a chaotic oscillation is defined as having, some sort of periodicity that we can see, but always being variable, like no two orbits are quite the same. And this is something that we'll see over and over again in nature, from, seasons to planetary cycles to neural signals. And I think of these chaotic oscillations as being something, yes, we can measure them, we can observe them, we can quantify them, but they should also be seen, they should also be felt, and that's how we experience the world around us. And that's what I think, as a scientist, that's how I want people to experience my work too, and to understand it through visualization, through being able to interact with that at a more visceral level. And so that's why I'm excited to be working with the wonderful folks at Symbiosis this year to explore that further.
Hi, my name is Asena Melova. I'm a filmmaker and I'm very excited to be a part of the Imagine Science Symbiosis. What comes to mind when I think about science new wave, it's a combination of things, probably related to experiments and imagination, but I also think of clouds. They're constantly changing, they're different every day, they're beautiful, but also we perceive their shapes differently according to who is looking.
Hi, I'm Nicola Bigali and I come originally from Florence, Italy, and now I study physics as a PhD student at Columbia University. I focus in experimental quantum physics and in detail I study ultra-cold atomic and molecular samples, which means we get molecules and atoms down to the coldest temperatures allowed by physics and observe their behavior in this extremely exotic setting. A lot of rich things come out once you go to those temperatures, and it's very exciting. What inspires me about the science new wave is the realization that science really achieves its true potential while it comes out of the lab and it puts itself in a real conversation with the world around itself and all sorts of aspects of human activity, and I find that beautiful.
Hi, I'm Anthony Benotti. I'm a documentary filmmaker based in New York City. I often do films about labor histories and ideologies expressed through Hollywood films. I take archival material, various found footage, historical references, and make new visual essays out of these materials. I really enjoy the concept of the science new wave because I like the challenge of taking a complex idea and expressing it creatively for a new audience.
Each year, Pacific salmon from the ocean swim upstream in great hordes to spawn in fresh water. Brown bears wait along the river and feast on the migrating salmon. These bears then leave their scat and salmon carcasses across the forest, and through this predator and prey interaction, nutrients are transported from the ocean into the river and all across the land. The bear-salmon relationship underlies the entire ecosystem and is therefore of particular fascination to me. I'm Alice and currently a Fulbright Scholar conducting research at Columbia University. I spent this summer in Bristol Bay, in the remote southwest of Alaska, getting right up close in the bear feeding areas to study the interaction between bears and salmon. And I can't wait to share the results of my research with you.
Hi, my name is Maria. I am a filmmaker and an anthropologist from Spain, currently living in Austin, Texas, where I am completing my PhD in anthropology. And this is my garden. This is a place I pass by every day, but that I think in many ways exemplifies the types of worlds and the types of encounters that both scientists and artists are interested in. I really don't think these two disciplines are that different from each other. I think they both share a desire to make sense of the world we live in, to make sense of our place in it, and to share this knowledge with others, to make it accessible and understandable by others. And so I'm very, very excited to be part of the Symbiosis competition, to join a group of like-minded scientists and filmmakers, and to continue to explore with them the ways in which these two disciplines can inform each other and continue to expand. Looking forward to meeting everyone.
Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Lay and I am a PhD student in neuroscience at NYU. My research typically focuses on the intersection between machine learning and neuroscience, and even though I do research during the day, I'm also very passionate about drawing and painting in my spare time. So I'm really excited to be part of this year's Imagine Science Symbiosis because I think it'll be a great opportunity to link science with storytelling. When I learned about this year's theme, my mind immediately went to concepts like interconnectedness and communication, whether that's on the level of neurons or individuals or entire societies. I guess I'll round out this introduction with a quote that I found really relevant. It actually comes from a play that I read in high school called Arcadia by Tom Stoppard. And in it, one of the characters says the line, "This is not science, this is storytelling." And I think that line really encourages the audience, as well as people in our role as scientists and artists, to be bold enough to ask the question, why not both?
Hi, my name is Avik Benny. I'm a South African filmmaker currently based in Los Angeles. And I'm excited to be a part of this because I think for me, for the longest time, science and cinema have been two very disparate things. Science as a sort of search for empiricism, rationality, and one truth, and cinema as this poetic abstraction of things. But what Science New Wave has shown me so far is that these two things can be bridged, and in that bridging create something wholly unique. A sort of reimagination of science that acknowledges that science is a part of culture, that science is not singular, that there's also this abstraction and experimentation and multiplicitous events and processes. And I'm really interested in seeing this hybrid space between the two and how I can push that and find new ways of seeing science and cinema. And I'm really excited to be a part of this.